Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. As a part of TG SET 2025 English Literature preparation, in this video we are going to learn about TG SET 2024 English Literature question paper. I am naming this video as Video 1 because I am going to make a series of videos on TG SET English previous year question papers. And in this video we are going to see the previous year question paper, which is 2024 question paper English Literature. We are going to see the previous year questions, detailed explanation with answers. Here you can see the 2024 TG SET question paper of English Literature. This is paper 2. We have two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is general studies and paper 2 is exclusively related to subject, which is English Literature. Here you can see the first question. Who among the following proposed the three-circle model of world Englishes? Yes, here they are asking about the proponent who proposed the three-circle model of world Englishes. Here you can see the options: David Crystal, Braj B. Kachru, Alastair Pennycock, Vaidehi Ramanathan. And the correct answer here is Braj B. Kachru. He is also known as Braj Kachru. So, Braj B. Kachru proposed the three-circle model of world Englishes. So, the correct answer here is second option. If we go into details of the three-circle model of world Englishes, and it was proposed by Braj B. Kachru, here he proposed the three circles of world Englishes. The three circles are inner circle, outer circle, and expanding circle. Yes, if you have pen and paper, please note down the details of the three-circle model of world Englishes, and it was proposed by Braj B. Kachru, and the three circles are inner circle, outer circle, and expanding circle. When it comes to inner circle, where inner circle of world Englishes. So, in the inner circle, it includes the countries where English is the primary language. So the countries are UK, USA, and Australia. When it comes to outer circle, where English is the official language due to the colonial history. And the examples of the countries are, the countries which are present in the outer circle are India, Singapore, and etc. When it comes to expanding circle, which is the last circle, where English is learned as the foreign language. And the examples of the expanding circle, the countries which come under expanding circle according to Braj B. Kachru are China and Japan. So, inner circle, outer circle, and expanding circle. So, Braj B. Kachru proposed three-circle model of world Englishes. So, note down all these details so that you can expect the questions. You cannot expect the same question again, but there will be some change. They'll ask the countries that are present in the inner circle or outer circle or expanding circle. You need to remember the country names and the circle names. Once again, I want to repeat that inner circle includes the countries like UK, USA, and Australia, where English is the primary language. And the second circle is outer circle, where English is the official language due to the colonial history. And the countries include India, Singapore, etc. And when it comes to expanding circle, English is learned as a foreign language. And the countries included in expanding circle are China and Japan. And the correct answer here is second option. Let's look at the second question. Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot is marked by. And here they gave us options: traditional plotting, meaningless dialogues, linear action, repetition, and circularity. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. Here they are asking us to choose two options which are relevant to Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot. Yes, first let me talk about Waiting for Godot. Waiting for Godot is written by Samuel Beckett, which comes under Theatre of Absurd. Yes, if you can remember Theatre of Absurd, it has the plays which which come under Theatre of Absurd contain meaningless dialogues between the characters and repetition of actions. Absurd is nothing but meaningless, pointless. And if we see the options, traditional plotting. So traditional plotting we can see in the normal dramas, normal plays, not in Theatre of Absurd. Theatre of Absurd is characterized by unconventional plotting. So first option is not going to be correct. And meaningless dialogues. Yes, here this is very relevant to Theatre of Absurd. So Waiting for Godot comes under Theatre of Absurd. In Waiting for Godot, we can see the meaningless dialogues between characters like Vladimir and Estragon. So second option is going to be correct for Waiting for Godot. And the third option, linear action. Here, linear action we can see in the traditional dramas and traditional plays. But here, Waiting for Godot comes under Theatre of Absurd. And Samuel Beckett is the playwright who majorly contributed to the field of Theatre of Absurd. So we cannot find linear action in Waiting for Godot. So third option is not going to be correct. And the fourth option is repetition and circularity. Yes, we can see the repetitive actions in the Waiting for Godot and circular conversations between the characters. Just now I mentioned a few of the characters, Vladimir and Estragon. You can see the circular conversations. The plot structure is repetitive and circular. So the correct answers here is meaningless dialogues and repetition and circularity. So the third option, which contain 2 and 4 options, which is going to be correct. And yes, here you can see the third question. Robert Browning's My Last Duchess presents the Duke of. Yes, here they are asking about the character name. Yes, in this work, My Last Duchess, Robert Browning presents us a duke who is the speaker of this poem. Here you can see, we will see the options, then we'll talk about the answer. Circasi, Genoa, Reggio and Ferrara. And the correct answer here is Duke of Ferrara. Duke of Ferrara is the speaker of the My Last Duchess, which is written by Robert Browning. And the Duke of Ferrara, he's showing a portrait of his late wife, who is calling his late wife as My Last Duchess. Duchess is nothing but the queen. And he is showing the portrait of his last duchess, which means his wife, late wife, to an emissary about the emissary who is negotiating the marriage proposal with the duke with another lady, another princess. So he shows his late wife, and the correct answer here is the Duke of Ferrara. Robert Browning's My Last Duchess is a beautiful work. Yes, if the English literature aspirants, once in their lifetime they should read My Last Duchess, written by Robert Browning. We can expect the questions in any kind of exams upon this work, which is My Last Duchess, which is very, very important in the catalogue of works written by Robert Browning. And the next question, E.M. Forster's aspects of the novel was originally delivered as. And here you can see the options: the Charles Eliot Norton lectures, the Tanner lectures, the Clark lectures, and the Ford lectures. So E.M. Forster's work, aspects of the novel, was originally delivered as the Clark lectures. And the correct answer here is the Clark lectures he delivered at the Trinity College, Cambridge in the year 1927. It was originally delivered as the Clark lectures. So the correct answer here is third option. Yes, in the next question, the limerick is yes, here they are going to ask about the form of poetry or the type of poetry, that is limerick. Here they are asking us the characteristics of limerick. And the first option here is small 3-line poem usually having 17 syllables. And no, limerick is a 5-line poem. Here they mentioned it as 3-line, which is incorrect. And 14-line poem ending in a couplet. No, which is also incorrect. And 16-line poem expressing an elaborate joke. No. Yes, small 5-line poem expressing a single thought. Yes, here the correct answer here is small 5-line poem expressing a single thought. Yes, so the correct answer here is limerick is a small 5-line poem expressing a single thought which is humorous. They didn't mention it in the options, but the single thought is humorous. And if we talk about the details of the limerick is a 5-line poem and which contains a humorous and a single thought which is humorous. And the rhyme scheme here is AABBA, and it was popularized in the 18th century, especially in Ireland. And the major proponent of this form of poetry, which is limerick, is Edward Lear, who popularized the limerick form in his book, A Book of Nonsense. Yes, remember this book, Edward Lear's book, A Book of Nonsense. In this book, he popularized this form of poetry, which is limerick. And the Book of Nonsense was published in 1846. Here I want to remember that, if you can remember, we celebrated Limerick Day, which is celebrated on May 12th in our YouTube channel. In the beginning of our YouTube channel, we celebrated Limerick Day, which is celebrated on May 12th to honor the birthday of Edward Lear. Limerick is a 5-line poem with a rhyme scheme AABBA. Edward Lear, an English poet, popularized limericks in his book, A Book of Nonsense, written 212 limericks. Edward Lear wrote 212 limericks, and the major works are A Book of Nonsense. In this book, he popularized the form of limerick and the Owl on the Pussycat. And here you can see Limerick Day was celebrated on May 12th, Edward Lear, and the Book of Nonsense. Yes, our channel is exclusively dedicated to English literature. We are going to talk about many things, many writers, many works in our YouTube channel, many important days. Yes, this you can see. If you are the subscriber, you will get all the details like these important things as the feed. So if you want to get more content related to English literature, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell button, so that you will receive the notifications whenever I upload a new video, and share it to your friends. And the correct answer here is fourth option, which is limerick. The limerick is a small 5-line poem expressing a single thought. Yes. Next question. Who among the following playwrights is associated with the term comedy of menace? Yes. And the options are Edward Bond, Arnold Wesker, Harold Pinter, and Samuel Beckett. Yes. Comedy of menace is nothing but a style of drama that blends comedy and menace. Menace is nothing but threat. Yes. Comedy, which contain the characteristics of comedy, and of menace. Menace is nothing but threat. So, comedy of menace is nothing but style of drama, Here we can see two characteristics, which is comedy and the threat, which means menace. So which creates a sense of unease or tension in the reader or the audience. And the major proponent or major playwright associated with comedy of menace, or the term comedy of menace, is Harold Pinter. Yes, the third option is correct. And write down the major work written by Harold Pinter under the comedy of menace is The Caretaker. The Caretaker comes under the style of drama which is comedy of menace and which is written by Harold Pinter. Yes, as we move forward, which of the following poems are by William Blake? Yes, here they gave us four options, and here again we need to find two major poems written by William Blake. Here you can see Thorn, The Chimney Sweeper, A Poison Tree, and The Idiot Boy. Yes, here without seeing the options we can say that The Chimney Sweeper is written by William Blake, and also A Poisonous Tree, which is also written by William Blake. Here you can see The Chimney Sweeper and A Poisonous Tree. These two poems they appear in the Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience of William Blake. Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience are the poetry collection written by William Blake. And The Chimney Sweeper, you can see it in the Songs of Innocence, and The Poisonous Tree appeared in Songs of Experience. These are the two collections, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience. Yes, so the correct answer here is 2 and 3, which means first option. And here I am giving you a small assignment that you need to find. Yes, however, we have two other options, which is The Thorn and The Idiot Boy. These two poems, I am going to tell only one poem written by the author. I'm going to mention the poet's name. You have to find the find the poet for the other poem. The Idiot Boy, which is written by William Wordsworth. And the task to you is that you have to find the poet of the poem The Thorn. Yes. As we move forward, yes, in the next question, Mosca is a character in Ben Jonson's. Yes, here they are asking about a character which is from the work of Ben Jonson. Yes. The options are Volpone, Every Man in His Humor, The Alchemist, and Bartholomew Fair. Here the beauty of this question is that here you can get the access to the works of Ben Jonson, especially the major works. They mention only the major works in the exams in the TG set. When it comes to UGC net, that is different, but here they'll mention only the major works. Here you will get the questions only from the major works. When TG set paper is compared to the UGC net paper, there is a difference. The standard of the questions will be less when compared to UGC net. In UGC net you will get the questions in a more how can I say, more UGC net is tougher when compared to TG set exam. And here we have options, 4 options, and the correct answer here is Volpone. Volpone is the major work written by Ben Jonson. Mosca is a character which appears in the Volpone, and the full title of the work Volpone is Volpone or the Fox, and the subtitle to this work is A Comedy. Mosca is a major character in this work written by Ben Jonson. Here Volpone is also a character, and it is also the title of this work. Volpone is the fox and the Mosca is the fly. Fly is the servant to that fox, which is Volpone. Mosca is the servant of Volpone. Mosca always helps Volpone to trick others for personal gain. So, fox, as we all know, fox characteristics, which is the deceiver, and Mosca is the fly, which helps that fox, deceiving fox, in to deceive others for the personal gain of the Volpone. And here I want you to remember the full title. Volpone. The full title of Volpone is Volpone or the Fox, and the subtitle is Comedy. Volpone or the Fox, a comedy, which is written by Ben Jonson. And the major characters are Mosca and Volpone. Volpone is the fox and Mosca is the fly, which is the servant to the fox, Volpone. And the correct answer here is first option. Yes, as we move forward, which of these did the Wood's Dispatch 1854 seek to achieve? Yes. Here they gave us the Wood's Dispatch year. Here you need to remember the years when it comes to English language. Wood's Dispatch was released in 1854, and the options are impart Western knowledge to Indians, restrict access to English learning in India, educate British officers in Sanskrit and Persian, create a class of public servants. Yes. And the correct answers here, you need to pick two options. And the correct answer here is create a class of public servants. Yes, they want to impart Western knowledge to Indians so that they can create a class of public servants who can work under them, who can work under the Britishers, and to create a class of public servants to work as the intermediaries, which means the connection link between the British administration and the Indian population. Yes, they want to create a class of public servants, so they want to impart, so they want to include Western knowledge to Indians. And this is the major aim of the Wood's Dispatch, which was released in 1854. And the correct answer here is fourth one, 1 and 4. Impart Western knowledge to Indians and create a class of public servants. And if you look at the other options, restrict access to English learning in India. No, they always wanted to include English, impart English education to Indians to create a class of public servants, so which is incorrect. And educate British officers in Sanskrit and Persian. No. Wood's Dispatch main aim is to impart Western knowledge to Indians and create a class of public servants. So the correct answer here is fourth option. Yes, as we move further, which of these is generally taken to be true of cultural studies? Here they are asking about cultural studies, which are the correct options related to it. And first option here, again here we have to choose two options which are true to cultural studies. And it is politically engaged, it privileges text over context, it is entirely American in origin, it studies the means of production of a text. Yes, when it comes to first option, it is politically engaged, which is correct. So in cultural studies, most of the proponents of cultural studies, they critiqued power structure and examined how culture intersects with the politics. Yes, the intersection of the politics and the culture was studied by most of the critics, most of the proponents of the cultural studies. And it studies the means of production of a text. Yes, here the proponents of the cultural studies who are associated with cultural studies, they studies how the text was produced and how it got circulated and how it got consumed across the cultures, across the communities, across the people. So they emphasized on the text, and the cultural studies has its roots. Here they gave us the third option. It is entirely American in origin, which is incorrect, because cultural studies has its roots in various places, especially Britain. When it comes to Stuart Hall, he belongs to Britain. So the correct answer here is first and fourth. Cultural studies, it is politically engaged and it studies the means of production of a text. So the correct answer here is second option, which include first and 1 and 4 only. Yes. And this is all about the video 1. In this video we have discussed first 10 questions of the 2024 question paper English literature. In the next video, in the remaining videos, we are going to discuss the remaining questions of the 2024 question paper, as well as 2023. We are going to see the previous year question papers, as well as we are going to, if you are preparing for TG set, start the preparation for UGC net 2. In our channel, we are going to provide the content related to TG set and UGC net, and the exams related to English literature. And yes, soon I am going to upload another video on this 2024 question paper, which is video 2. In that video, we are going to discuss the remaining questions, detailed explanation with answers. In the TG set 2025 English literature previous year question paper series, you're going to get a series of videos to get benefited, to get success in TG set 2025 as well as UGC net 2025 English literature. Subscribe to our channel and don't waste your time. Start your preparation for TG set. Don't waste your time in paper 1. Focus on subject, which is very important. And if you have any doubts regarding this video or regarding any topic, let me know in the comment box. I'm here to help. I'll definitely respond to your queries, and if you want to make videos on any topic, you can ask me in the comment box. I'm here to respond. And if you like the content, click on the like button, share it to your friends, and subscribe to our channel. All the best for your preparation. Thank you for watching.